You felt a connection with Krishna since you were a child?
Oh yes, definitely. Because as I said, we were all servitors of Lord Krishna in Guru Ayur.
Hmm.
But the idol of Guru Ayurpan is the one which was worshipped by Devaki and Vasudeva in Dwarka, and which Krishna himself must have worshipped. Because when Dwarka went under sea, he had given instructions to Vayu, the god of the wind, and Brihaspati, the guru of the gods, that this murti should be saved. So they found the murti was actually floating on the sea, and Brihaspati took the murti and he asked Vayu, the god of the wind, to help him to get a place to put that murti in. So Vayu took him there, and he Brihaspati carried the murti, and they went all through from Dwarka all down to the Kerala, and then they were looking for a place to put it down, and then they looked down, and there at one point he saw that Shiva and Parvati were dancing near a huge kind of a lake. So he said, let's go down here. This is the place. So he came down. So they established that murti there. That's why it's called Guru Vayurappan. Guru, Brihaspati, Vayu, the Lord of Wind. So he is known as Guru Ayur. Appan means Lord.
But which deity is this?
Original murti is of a Vishnu actually. The original murti was Vishnu, which was being worshipped by Devaki and Vasudeva in Dwarka.
Little did they know.
Little did they know.
Vishnu's also gonna enter their lives in a deeper manner.
This is a cosmos, not a chaos. This huge, cosmos we live in is a cosmos which is entirely, directed by some force, some intelligence, some cosmic intelligence, which has it all under control. And in fact, if it was not so, it would be a chaos, isn't it? Not a cosmos. Like the traffic on Indian roads. But if the planets run around as they like, think of the disastrous consequences of such a thing. And so that is the idea that so that actually Hinduism is based totally on planetary configurations, mathematical precision, and everything. Hinduism is a science. It's not a religion, it's a science. What about the moon? Why is the moon called the god of the mind? Because the moon has a tremendous effect on our mind. For instance, you can see how it affects us, the sea, for instance. A whole a huge amount of water, it draws up in Amavasya and Purnamasi. Today's Purnamasi, by the way. One of the most beautiful days you could choose to.
Today's Purnima?
Yes!
Oh, really?
Kartik Purnima. With some amazing, the bonfire in Arunachala takes place today. And the camel fair in Pushkar takes place today. And this was the day on which Shiva manifested himself as a column of fire in Arunachala.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a very important day. That's why we've met. It's a cosmic event. Okay.
Woohoo.
Okay.
Days like this, this is what I look forward to in my career. Let's talk about Arunachala and Ramana Maharishi.
Okay.
Which topic would you like to speak about first?
Well, Arunachala is that whole hill is supposed to be Shiva himself. And that's where he, as I said, Shiva is supposed to have manifested himself as a column of fire. Both Brahma and Vishnu were first asked to find out where it started, where the column started, where it ended. So Brahma took the form of a swan and he flew up to find out the top of the column, and Vishnu took the form of a boar and went out in the bowels of the earth to find out where it started from. So Vishnu came back after some time and said, I can't find the beginning of that column of fire, it's beginningless. And Brahma went up and he of course he couldn't find the end either. Then he saw the Kiora flower. It's a Kiora flower, it's a cactus flower, very beautiful flower, it's got a beautiful smell. Now, it was coming down obviously from Shiva's head, maybe. It was falling down. So he asked her, where do you come from? So she said, I'm coming from Shiva's hair. So he said, can you tell Shiva that I have been to I've seen the top. So she wasn't very happy about it, but she agreed. Persuasion by Brahma, after all. So she said, okay. So they came down, and Brahma said, I've seen the top, and there is this flower here is going to verify. Is going to say that I have seen it. She is proof. So she couldn't say anything, and Shiva gave one look at her and said, look, you are a big liar, and from now on, you are not going to be taken in my puja anymore. So the poor Kyora flower is never used in his puja anymore. And then he cursed Brahma also, that you have told a lie. And not only that, you got that poor flower also to stand witness to your lie. So he said, you will never be worshipped anywhere. That's why we hardly ever see any temples to Brahma. Only in Pushkar there's one. And I think there's one more place. Anyway, so, and Vishnu, he said, you will be worshipped everywhere. Everywhere you'll be worshipped. So today is the day when he brought out that column of fire, Arunachala. So, and amazing thing is that the temple of Arunachala, there is a corridor when you go into the shrine, when you go to the lingam, when you just go down that corridor, you become very, very hot. It's as if you're walking in a tunnel of fire or something. It's very hot. So it's he has manifested his 5 elements in 5 different temples. So this is as Agni Linga is in Arunachala.
That's why Ramana Maharishi chose to stay there?
No, Ramana Maharshi, he was born somewhere close by. So he came there, he left his home, and he came to Arunachala, and he was actually living in one of the, down below in one of the, right under the temple, I think, for a long time. And he was actually eaten up by termites and all that when they found him, and they forcefully brought him up. And somebody used to go and give him some abhishek, or the milk or something, they would go and give him. So he existed on that, and eventually they brought him up and forcibly made him sit in. At first they thought he was mad, of course, but later on they realized that he was a totally enlightened sage.
When he was a baby and a child, they
Not
thought
baby,
he was mad.
Child. He left after he was schooling, I think, and he left. He just ran away from there, and he went and stayed in the temple of Arunachala. Yeah.
I remember when I was in college and I didn't even understand Sanatan Dharma in its truest sense. Probably the only spiritual practice I had was reading Hanuman Chalisa regularly. But I saw Ramana Maharishi pop up on my Instagram. And the captions would always answer the questions that I had at that phase of my life as a 20-year-old. I was also suffering a lot, but my suffering would somewhat get softened because of those captions from the Ramana Maharishi page.
Oh, really?
And I'd always feel like that page was speaking to me. That was my first encounter with Ramana Maharishi.
Yeah.
And obviously when you go back to those captions, when you go back to that page and read it now, after, a decade since college, a decade of learning, of meeting people like yourself, you gain even deeper meaning from those same quotes of Ramana Maharishi.
So on his 100th, I think, centenary, they had given posted a photo of his. Very powerful photo with her eyes following everywhere around, wherever you are. So I was very anxious to get a small one, because, just a small wall. And we had all small photos of all these great souls. So I wanted a small one of that same time. So I asked everybody all around, I've asked, can you get me a small one of that? Somehow it didn't work out. Now we have 2 temples, to Badrinath and Kedarnath in our ashram. So in those days, in the early morning, I was the one who used to go and open the temple doors. So the gate would be locked, and I was the one always to go in and open this thing. So then, and early morning, 5 o'clock. So I really didn't see anything much. Then I unlocked and came out. After I opened the door of this thing and lit the lamp and so on, and came out, and I was struck by something hanging on this wall outside the wall, and it's a huge, huge frame of the exact replica of Ramana Maharshi, which I had wanted, which they had brought out for his 100th centenary. And it was a huge frame and hanging there. And of course, as I told you, the gates were locked in the night, and I was the first one to go and open it. So I asked around, I asked many people, I mean, do you know where this came from? How did it get here? Nobody could answer where it came. And it is so big that I couldn't possibly put it there because it was bigger than my own guru. So I've kept it in my room now, in my bedroom, so that because it's such a huge frame. And I find his eyes watching. What are you doing? Have you finished your sadhana? Have you done your meditation? And so on and so forth.
I feel that about all the photos I've ever seen of Ramana Maharshi.
Yes.
His eyes are very alive.
Yeah.
But that's what I used to question back in college as well, that who is this sage?
Okay.
Why are his eyes so alive? And when you feel that about a sage, and there's so many photos of sages. My family has a guru called Rang Avdut Guru Maharaj. Bapuji from Gujarat. Felt that about him as well. That his eyes were just watching the whole family.
Yeah.
So when you feel that while looking at a photo of a sage or a saint, does that mean that they're still in this realm actually watching?
Yes, exactly. Very good question. I always tell people that all these sages they can choose. The enlightened soul, they can choose whether they want to leave this realm forever and merge into the Supreme, or whether they want to hang around. And some who are very, very compassionate, I think they opt to hang around this let's say not ecosphere actually, but this sphere of which we are very close to us. That's why we have these logas. So many logas. We have 7 logas above, 7 logas below. Okay. So they are in one of the logas which are very close to us, to Bhuloga. Bhuloga is the Earth planet. So then, and if you appeal to them, they will certainly help you.
If you appeal to them?
Yeah.
You mean if you call out?
Yes.
I mean, I do feel my family's guru with me specifically very heavily.
Yeah, very good.
Sages are slightly more available and accessible to us than deities. Am I thinking correct, wrong?
Yeah, those sages who are, and those sages, these great sages who are already one with the divine, there's no difference between them and the deities, because they're already one with the divine. They're not human anymore.